Yes. Always to 12. That is our homework for, we are having a test tomorrow, Cadence. I gave that to you, so we will probably not have much of an upload for math tomorrow. That is why. But on page 244, there is a homework section at the bottom. That is what you need to do along with, is write the 10 times table on a separate piece of paper and then follow the signs. And then multiplication for 10 minutes. That is your homework. So make sure that is in your drop-off folder for the week. Any questions? All right. I am going to erase that. We are going to turn to page 243. Does everybody have this in their planner?
Yes.
Yes, Christian.
Under the homework section, it says number 2. Do you have to do number 2?
Of course. You do all of that. Yes. You do the whole homework section. And the multiplication for 10 minutes as well. Who can remind me what an Arabic number is? What is an Arabic number? If I were to write the number 10, what is 10 in Roman numeral? An X. X marks the spot. R. So what would 10 be in Arabic? McKenna. 10. So, just a little brush up on that. Because that sounds kind of confusing, but we write in Arabic. Who knew? Well, you guys all know Arabic, which is super awesome. All right, now, on the top of 243, mixed numbers. A number that combines a whole number and a fraction is a mixed number. What is happening here? Sorry about that, Cadence. So a mixed number is a whole number. So on this number, which is on the top of your page, what number is the whole number? 2. And then what is this? So when you combine that, you get a mixed number. So this is a mixed number. A whole number mixed with a fraction. And you can see on top of page 243 how that would look if you were drawing it. Does that make sense? So the number 2.5 is greater than 2, but less than what? James? Yes. So what questions on that? Does this all make sense?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, so 2 is the whole number. Half is the fraction. Maybe if I can't fill this in. What does this represent? 2.5. 2.5. There's 2 wholes and a half. A mixed number. Let's keep working on it and maybe it will come a little clearer. All right, so I'm on 1A. Write the mixed number of these figures. So remember, the denominator, when you are doing the fraction, the denominator shows all the pieces or some of the pieces. All right, so let's see if you can figure this out. So what do you think is the whole number in this problem? Of problem A, what whole number are we going to have? Cole? Yes. You see the 2 on the top are completely filled in. Those are whole. Those are 2 whole numbers. All right, so what is the fraction going to be? Down below, look at how many sections. First of all, how many sections are there in that circle? James? How many sections are in that circle? 3. So what is that going to be? What does that represent for our fraction? The numerator or the denominator, James? Denominator. Correct. All right, so we know that 3 is the denominator. What is the fraction going to be? Christian.
1/3.
Very good. 1 section is not filled in. So it is 1. Oh, actually, we are supposed to, so if we were counting, the filled in is what we are counting, not the not filled in. So Mrs. Reed was looking at, so we are going to count the filled in spots. So that changes it, Christian. What is it going to be if you're counting the filled in to represent the numerator?
2.
Yes, 2/3. Do you all see that? There are 3 sections of that fraction. 3 is the denominator. We know that. Always, the 3 is always going to, or the denominator is all the parts. And then you count the filled in. 2/3. Let's move on to the next one, to A. What is the whole number going to be in this mixed number? What is the whole number going to represent? Olivia?
3.
Yes. What is the denominator of the fraction going to be? How many parts? Emmy? 4 is correct. The denominator is 4. What is the fraction going to be? Jeremiah?
3/4.
No, what is the filled in part, not the white? You're looking at the filled in, the colored part. What is the fraction that's filled in?
1/3.
There you go. Very good. So 3 whole. There are 3 squares that are completely filled in, and then we have a fraction that 1/4 is filled in. 1 part of the fourths. Does it make sense?
Yes.
All right, let's move on to the next one. What is going to be our whole number on C? What is the whole number? Jonathan? The whole number on C. C, Jonathan.
1.
Whole number. Remember, the whole number is represented by the fractions that are completely filled in.
2.
There you go. 2. Very good. So 2 is our whole number. What is the fraction, and what is the, let's start with the denominator. What is our denominator going to be, friends? Looking at the fraction, the part that is not completely filled in, representing the fraction of the mixed number. What is the denominator going to be, Jeremiah?
2.
No. The denominator is all the parts.
5.
There you go. 5. And so, to make the numerator, we count how many of the parts are shaded in. That is going to be your numerator, the shaded part. So we know what the denominator is 5. What is the numerator going to be, Ella? No, count again. Filled in, colored. There you go. So 2 3/5. Whole number is 2. Mixed number. All right, let's do one more. Let's do C. What is going to be the whole number in this mixed number? What is the whole number? McKenna? 1. All right, very good. We know 1 is the whole number. What is the denominator of our fraction? The denominator. All the parts. Caroline? 10 is correct. Very good. And the numerator of our mixed number is what? Tessa? 7 is correct. So remember, the whole number is the number that is being shown that are completely filled in. The fraction is going to be the part that is partly filled in. You count all the parts to get your denominator. The parts filled in is your numerator. And that gets us a mixed number. Any questions? Does that make sense? Clear as water or is it clear as mud?
Clear as crystal clear water.
Fabulous. I love to hear that. Now you are all going to work on 2. Mark the little circle on the bottom of the numbers that involve a mixed number. So let's do 1 and then you can do the rest. 5.5, is that a mixed number?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, you can all go back through and do that. Only mixed numbers. Are you coloring? You may go. Fill in the little dots under the mixed numbers. Correct. So you should be chomping towards the 6.5, right? 3 and 5/6 is greater or less than 3.
Greater.
Correct. 4 2/3 greater or less than 5.
Less.
Good. 9 is greater or less than 8 7/8. Greater. Very good. Good job. All right, so remember yesterday we talked about reducing the fraction and you want to go with the greatest number, correct? And the way to find that are numbers that will divide into both the numerator or the denominator. But when it says circle the best choice, what would that be referring to? You could have, as you can see, more than one number. But what is the best choice? The greatest number, which means the highest number, correct? The biggest number. So let's work on 4A. 8/20. Who can tell me what would divide equally into both 8 and 20? We have two numbers that can divide both into 8 and 20. Remember, they have to divide into both, numerator and denominator. Helen?
2.
Yes, 2 is one option. What is the other option? McKenna? 4 is correct. So what is the greatest or the best choice for that particular problem? James?
4.
Correct. So you're going to circle 4 because that is the greatest or the largest number. What about 6/14? What can go in both the numerator and the denominator for 6/14? There's only one that will do that. Emma?
2.
Yes, very good. 2 is correct. What about 6/30? We have 3 options. Name one. Emmy?
6.
6 is correct. Name another. Tessa?
5.
5 will not go equally into 6. Remember, it has to be divided. You can divide it by both numerator and the denominator. So we have 6. Jeremiah?
3.
3 is correct. One more. Wensheen?
2.
2 is correct. What would be the one you're going to circle? What is the best choice? Cole?
6.
Correct. 10/25. One option. Toby? 5 is correct. Very good. Reduce to lowest terms. Again, what can divide equally? So remember, when you are reducing, you are what? Dividing, correct? All right, so what would be the lowest term for this? Meaning you can't divide into it anymore. Out of 8/20, what are you going to divide to get your fraction? Christian?
2.
So what would 2 divided by 8 be?
16.
And then what would 2 divided, or 20 divided by 2?
10.
Is that the lowest we can get?
No.
What can we do again? What would it be? Try a larger or greater number. Remember, you want to get it to the lowest term.
4.
So what is 4 divided by 8?
24.
No, divide. 8 divided by 4, I should say. 8 divided by 4.
32.
Divide. 8, not multiply, divide. What is 8 divided by 4? How many times does 4 go into 8?
1. No, 2.
2. So that is correct. So what about how many times would it go into 20? 20 divided by 4.
10.
What times 4 equals 20? Gabe, do you want to help him?
5.
Yes. So the answer is 2/5. So you were correct, Christian, in the 4. Let's move on to B. So you have to kind of reverse your thinking to do division. What would divide into 6/14 equally? Jonathan.
2.
So what is 6 divided by 2?
3.
What is 14 divided by 2?
7.
Can we break that down any more? Nope, you are correct. 3/7 is the correct answer. Let's move on to 6/30. What would go into that equally and get the lowest term? Grayson,
3.
what is 6 divided by 3?
2.
What is 30 divided by 6? What did you say 2? 30 divided by 2, I meant. Cole, would you like to help?
Yeah, 15.
Right, so is that the lowest? What else would work to get the lowest term? Cole?
6.
Yes. What is 6 divided by 6?
1.
What is 30 divided by 6?
5.
Can we break that down? Nope, you are correct. Remember, you can use the numerator to get it to break it down. If the numerator goes equally into the denominator, then you can use that to break it down into the lowest term. What about 10/25? Tessa, or Ella? I'm sorry, what?
Divided by 5.
All right, so what is 10 divided by 5? What is 25 divided by 5? Can we break that down into a lower term? Nope. So you are correct. Good job. So when it says the lowest term, you have to keep breaking it down until you cannot divide anything more into it. So even if you come up with a higher number, just keep looking at it and say, can I divide anything else into that to make it lower? Divide equally into both the numerator and the denominator. That is the key. All right. Solve the story problem. Ava helped pack away Christmas ornaments. There are 72 ornaments. Each box holds 9. How many boxes will she need? What are you going to need to do in order to find out the answer? Multiply, divide, add, or subtract, Winsheen. That's right. Whenever you see, when it says each box or divide them up equally, how many will they need? That is a division problem. So what is going to be in the workspace? Owen?
72 divided by 8 equals.
No, 72 divided by what?
Oh, 9.
There you go. Equals.
8.
There you go. And then what are we going to put in the word problem answer? 8 boxes. Very good. This is a 2-part problem. Let's do this because these are good to practice. Oliver earns $4.50 per hour helping with yard work. $4.50 per hour. If he works 3 hours every Saturday for 4 Saturdays, how much will he earn? All right, this is kind of, you have to think about this. All right, so he earns $4.50 per hour. So if he works 3 hours for 4 Saturdays, what are you going to figure out first? What is going to be the first part of this 2-part problem? Jonathan?
$4.50 times 3.
Yes, very good. $4.50 times 3. That is the first step. Very good. What is that, Emma?
1,250. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. I think I need to go into yard work. Try that again. You have it? What did you get?
13.
50 cents? Is that what you said? Yes. I don't like that near as much as your first answer. That was a better deal. That is a good deal. All right, so we're going to take that $13.50 and do what with it? So the remaining of the question, or the problem is every Saturday, for 4 Saturdays, how much will he earn? So what are we going to do for the second step, Ella? Yes, very, very good. All right. If you would like to do some long division, have your marker ready. Oh, wait a minute, we need to solve it. What is the answer? Cole?
$54.
$54 is correct. That is correct.
I only have $5.
Why you got ripped off? I think you better go back and do your math, or you need to talk to the person you're doing the work for, because you're getting ripped off. All right, so the answer is $54. Do you see that, Em? Okay.
I got 64.
Well, just go back and check your work. $13.50 times 4. All right. I'm going to go in the back. Luke and Jonathan. Now make sure you use your arrows. That will help. Very good. And what is your number, Luke?
1,213.
Correct. Nice job. And what is your number, Jonathan?
5,700.
Huh?
5,700.
No, that is the, what is your answer in your long division?
Oh, 951.
There you go. Perfect. Good job. All right, so let's divide. See if you remember. Review for this. Let's move to 9. We'll do the boxes later. What are we going to do here when you see a fraction with a whole? James and Jeremiah. Very nice. So what did you do, James, to get that?
33 divided by 3 equals 11.
Very good. Very nice. Although is 40 divided by 5, 9. There you go. Beautiful. Good job. Now remember, when you see a fraction, bless you, with a whole number and you see of, that means you're going to what? Divide the denominator with the whole. One more, and then we are done. I know. Emma. Ooh. Pretty. Very good. All right, friends, now you all know what your homework is, correct? All right, test tomorrow.